Women in American Society, Amy Tan, by Caleb Chu. Amy Tan's life growing up. Her mother, Daisy Tan, had lost custody of her three children from her abusive husband, which caused her to leave them behind so she could escape from the war and poverty at her home, which was located in Shanghai, before the communist takeover would happen in 1946. Her mother then married a man named John Tan, as you can see here. She then had three kids, Peter Tan over here, John Jr., and Amy Tan. Even though she was born in Oakland, California, her family moved around many communities before finally deciding to settle down in Santa Clara. Amy Tan finished high school in Switzerland, and during this time, she had found out about her mother and her previous marriage, and the other children who were left in Shanghai. There was conflict arose between Amy Tan and her mother, which caused them not speak to each other for 6 months. Amy Tan then left the school that her mother had chosen for her so she could follow her boyfriend to San Jose College. Amy Tan defied her mother by abandoning the course her mother urged her to do, and instead she pursued her own studies in English and linguistics, which she ended up getting her master's and bachelor's degree in 1974, whereas other women would have jobs outside their homes, but they were mostly responsible for almost every household work and taking care of children. During this time, there was significant strides in the women's movement. In Amy Tan's novel, The Joy Luck Club tells a story about how women were treated in China and the lessons they learned about themselves and about others as well. Due to many cultural differences in China, the mothers in the story have much more experiences with the way women were treated and have attained an abundant amount of wisdom as they grow older. This story shows sexism when the main woman lead in the story, Lindo, is forced to marry Tan Yun. This shows the powerlessness as a woman in pre-modern times in China. The novel included women experiencing sexual assault and domestic abuse. In addition to the obvious sexism in the novel, there were also microaggressions in the female's characters' daily lives, which builds up to life-altering problems. With a partner, she started a business writing firm. From there, she provided speeches for salesmen and executes for large corporations. A dispute between her and her partner had caused her to become a freelance writer. When Amy Tan's mother fell ill, Tan promised her mother that if she ever recovered, that she would buy a trip to China so she can meet her daughters who she left behind many years ago. When her mother recovered and they took her to the trip to China, it was much more of a revelation for her, a new perspective of life with her difficult relationship of her mother, thus her finally being able to complete a book of stories that she had made to her agent. Amy Tan's legacy. Amy Tan is a Chinese American writer, and in her stories, she writes about growing up as a first generation American, which details about what it is like to be both separate and a part of Chinese culture. To this date, her debut, The Joy Luck Club, ignited a legacy for Asian American representation. Thank you.